Hey everybody, welcome back to BigRedEDC. Well, as you might be able to tell by the title, this is actually kind of a little pass-around knife. It was actually started by Tom over at Knife Delights. He just kind of picked up this knife and sent it out to a few of us to check out, which was really, really cool. And I tell you what, man, I am very, very thankful that you included me in checking this one out, because it was a pretty cool little knife. But I tell you what, it came to me from the knife detector, and I found out something recently. He sent this awesome patch. Well, apparently there are not very many of these patches around. So, KD, man, thank you so very much for sending this out. I got to get me some Velcro and put on there so I can put it on my bag and then, you know, kind of swap it off. I'll put it on my bag. I'll put it on my wall back here, my patch wall. But dude, thank you very, very much for sending that along. And like I said, thanks so much to Tom from Knife Delights for including me. And I tell you what, guys, anybody I talk about in this pass round and all this, they're going to be linked down in the description, so feel free to check them out, especially J.O. Ventures Outdoors, because he's the one that made the slip. This is a really, really neat little slip. As you can see there, you got a bear stamped on it, and just the overall other designs that are on there. That is really cool, and it's a really nice little leather sheath. I mean, the stitching is right on. Very cool. Awesome little slip. Of course, you got the little leather strap lanyard with the wooden ball on there, or lanyard bead, I guess. Very, very cool. Really, really nice little slip. So well done, my friend. But the knife we're going to be checking out is this cool little Elk Ridge knife. Now, you guys know I hadn't had any Elk Ridge knives on the channel. And then I recently got a bunch from Sharper Edges. And then Tom sent this one along to check out. So, I guess it's Elk Ridge time. But this is the Elk Ridge Trapline Stockman. Now, check out that brown. They just refer to it as a brown resin. But I think Tobias called it root beer. And it does kind of have that root beer kind of, you know, with the foam and stuff. That's kind of a cool. But that is really, really neat looking. Brass pins, as you can see there. You've got nickel silver bolsters, brass liners. Now, guys, we're talking about, you know, a $10, $11, $12 knife. I actually found it on Tractor Supply. I think it was like $11.50. And I'll put a link down in the description to that as well, in case you want to check it out even more. Now, I did find it on Sharper Edge's website, and I'll put that link down there too. It's got maybe a little bit more, it's a little bit more descriptive if you want to check that out. It's $15.50 on that website, but Tractor Supply does have it for like $11.50. So, very cool. Very cool. But, you know, we'll take a look at it. Like I said, brass liners. You know, it's pretty, there might be some minor gapping there, but nothing too crazy. If we, you know, usually if there's some major gapping, you can kind of squeeze it together. That's not really the issue with this one. It's actually pretty darn solid. You know, it does have a little bugaboo on it, but, you know, this thing's been through a few hands. Nothing major. You know, it's going to get used. It's going to get scratched up a little bit. But nothing too major, you know. It's not brand new out of the box by any means. I just want you to know that. But you got the little inset Elk Ridge logo there, and it's actually done pretty well. It's set down in pretty nice. The pins are set pretty darn well. Just, I mean, a tiny little bit. But it's kind of like where the resin is over them. You know, it's not really the pin itself. So that's pretty cool as well. Now it is a little 3-bladed Stockman. There you go. You can kind of get a look at it from the top. And nothing really appears to be rubbing or moving up too bad. You got this nice clip point blade there. Now you do have, there you go. Like I said, it's been used a little bit. I used it mainly on some envelopes, a couple of packages. You know, nothing too major. Carried it around and just kind of generally took a good look at it. Elk Ridge there. Match strike nail nick. Nice little clip, of course. And then you've got this awesome little spay blade. That's too cool. That's too cool. And yeah, definitely, this little guy is definitely good for draw cuts. You know, for opening packages and stuff. Perfect little blade for that. And then, of course, last but certainly not least, we have the nice little sheep's foot blade. So very cool. Now, it feels like it has kind of a lazy half stop. Nice little snap shut. Again, it kind of, I would call it a lazy half stop. It's not really a solid half stop. And then the main blade, not really. There again, if it is, it's really kind of a lazy half stop. I would say it doesn't have one, but all three of them have the matte strike nail nicks. This is just another cool little budget-friendly knife. I am super digging it. But all right, we'll do a quick spec check. We'll just go with the main blade, see how long we're sitting out here. Overall, you're looking at right about 6 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep. 6 inches, 3.5 on the handle. And then, of course, roughly right about 2.5 on the blade. And then your cutting edge, you're looking at about 2.25 on your cutting edge there. So, and then, you know, obviously it's going to get shorter as you go. Your sheep's foot is about 2 inches with a 1 3/4-ish cutting edge. And then your little spay blade, that one is about, it's just over 1.5. And then your cutting edge on that's about 1.25. So just some really, it's a great little budget knife. Like I said, I call these things gateway drugs. Because like I said, you know, you're buying an Elk Ridge, you're buying a Rough Rider. Next thing you know, you move up maybe to some Bokers or some Rough Rider Reserve. And then you're into the GECs, and then you're just all Jack Wolfed out, and you're crazy in it then. But no, these are Herpenia, you know. No, these are really fun little budget-friendly knives. Perfect way to get yourself into the traditional slip joint world. If you haven't been into slip joints and you're like, hey, I want to try them out, a knife like this is a really, really good way. Understand that when you're paying $10 to $12 for a knife, you know, you might not get that crisp snap like you would on a GEC or something like that, obviously, right? You know, it just, I tell you what though, there's some really, really nice Rough Riders and stuff out there that you get a pretty darn good snap out of a $12 knife. So, you know, and also some of those other Elk Ridge I had, a couple of those were snappy little buggers. So you just never know. But perfect little introductory knife. And that sheath, man. God, that sheath is just really, really cool. So we'll just put them up there like this. Now this is going to go to Grugs next. Legion Tactical Cutlery. Grugs, right on. Like I said, I will link everybody down in the description so you can check them out. I'll link Tom. I'll link Katie. Man, thanks again, brother. That was really cool of you. Grugs, J.O. Ventures. Please go check those guys out. They're great dudes. They love a lot of KD loves his little slip joints. I'm telling you, man. And Tom does too. Tom does too. So, very cool. Appreciate Tom. Thank you once again for including me in this little traveling knife. Oh, I didn't tell you. Golly. They're 3CR13, guys. That's what the blade steel is. I did not tell you that, but they are. They're 3CR13. That's the blade steel on these. So, they're again, $10, $12 knife. You know, you're probably not going to get Magna Cut on it. Just saying. But anyway, really appreciate you, Tom. Grugs, it's coming to you, my friend. I'll be getting it in the mail. I'll send Tom all the info. And thank you guys for checking it out with me. Greatly appreciate it. As always, like, subscribe, leave me that comment. You know I love talking to you. Until next time, I'll talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.